Hello all, greetings, this is Gilles Lancien. I wanted to come and say hello, to wish you a good day. I hope you had a good Friday the 13th. I wanted to discuss very briefly the fact that in fact we are not a linear being. We may have an aspect of us that is mortal human beings, but this is just an appearance, and because in fact we are multi-dimensional beings, just as the Earth is a multi-dimensional being, and we're gonna be learning to use our interdimensional power to move our consciousness to other dimensions and to be comfortable with this ability to move from dimension to dimension until we realize the totality of our multi-dimensional nature, move into full consciousness, at which point all of that which was part of the subconscious will be integrated into the conscious and will move into a galactic consciousness, will move beyond the stage, will be elevated from the Earth plane to the galactic plane, where eventually we'll become omnidimensional beings, will become as in the apotheos, will ascend into the God self. But I wanted to offer an exercise that I forgot to say in English in an English video. Is that if you want to try, there is an easy way to an experiment to travel in the other dimension. It is you move your hands towards the sky, and then you look up and you ask the angels to take you on a ride to show you the higher planes. So if you're really ready, things will happen. You will see. And then if you do have any experiences, you're welcome to share it. If you have if this works and you have an experience. For in many sense, I wanted to say that I believe that nothing is by accident. We are the creator of our life. Everything, all the banana peels, all the sticks in our wheels, everything is created by our higher self in order to produce the result, the effect that we need to balance out the karma and to integrate the lesson, to move into the empowerment and into our light nature. So I need to, of course, sometimes we are the men who cry, like Democritus, the philosopher, Heraclit. He was crying all the time because he believed that everybody around him was so ignorant, and that made him sad. When Democritus, the atomist, the other pre-Socratic, was the man who laughed because he was laughing all the time. He believed that nothing had meaning really, and so we may as well take it lightly. For of course, life has meaning, but it should not be taken too seriously. We should not take ourselves too seriously in order to enjoy life, because otherwise we. But in many sense, I do believe there is no accident. I'm converging with the mind with the understanding that Albert Einstein brought into the picture when he said God does not play dice with the universe. Everything has meaning. There is a reason for everything to be. Of course, there was Jacques Monod, the geneticist, who in his study of DNA and discovered that there was only 3% that he couldn't understand, and he called random accident everything else. But I do not believe it is so. For a higher self is in many sense, I know myself to be an eternal being, so that this is a projected consciousness that I move in, that I have this avatar body that is a projection of my true self. For in many sense, this true self is stand up beyond time and space. In many sense, in the third dimension, what we call the present is only a line that separates the past from the future. And we can never really get it, because as soon as we believe this is the present, it has moved into the past and we are already in the future, but the future can never come either, because as soon as we move, as it is the future, it becomes the present and move right away into the past. But in the fourth dimension, we move into the fullness of the present. And from there we realize there is a recorded history of all that has been within the presence and the potential, the highest, all the potential within the quantum field, everything that is projectable or potential within all the moments of now are holding this reality. As we move into the fifth dimension, this is being integrated. For the fourth dimension is a dimension of research, and the fifth dimension is a dimension of discovery. And so we are all moving towards this collective reality. We do not want to wait for the collective to be ready to move into the fifth dimensional matrix of the earth. Know that there is already, the fifth dimension is already present on the earth, on the inner earth, but even on the upper atmosphere there is this great grid of light and love that will eventually get closer and closer to the human consciousness, and eventually will that's all that will be left once everything will be purified. I wanted to Yeah, so we do need to eventually, to have seen my higher self. I know my higher self, but it was just a vision, and then there was a curtain that closed, and I'm trying to reintegrate that, to become one with my higher self, to communicate with my soul and my soul family, my spirit group, eventually to commune with, and eventually to fuse with that soul and spirit. And so this is really what my interest at the moment is to become closer to my higher self. I didn't speak about that. I don't. Sorry, I don't know if I want to bring this. Is something that I talked to in the French video. It's about a book of Plato, or Hippias, where Socrates confronts the great savant, the great scientist, Hippias, and discussed the idea of lying for somebody that's very intelligent will be better to tell the truth, but he will also be better to tell lies. And so if he's better to tell lies, is someone that tells lie voluntarily better than someone who does it by ignorance. And so Socrates is really interesting, Plato and Socrates. In English it's a little bit more difficult than in French, but I do recommend, if you have not availed your mind to it's very easy to very Plato kind of helps us with a lot of things. It is, I think those Greek philosophers should be much more present within the consciousness, because they have resolved a lot of the problems a lot of the solution that we are looking for are already there. And so I think he will be coming back. I'm going to pull out a few cards for the situation for us today is reconciliation. It is about reconnecting, reconciling, returning to this inner truth that makes it whole, and there is the body, life, everything in life is self. It fixes itself. There is a natural order that, for instance. If let's say no matter what we do to our body, if we move back into alignment, the body will naturally return to a state of health. But illness is a very important aspect of human life, and eventually we'll have to become conscious of our that we are creator of our life, and we have to assume the responsibility for the illness. Once we assume that we are the creator of an illness, we can return into a state of health. But until we can do that, no medicine, external medicine, will no matter how good the medicine of the outside world or the healer, it's only about the effect, but the cause has to be removed from within. Otherwise, new illness will come to teach us this misalignment. But we exist already in the state of perfect health, perfect alignment. It is about tuning into that frequency, letting go as much as possible to the critical mind, to be moved into this energy of love, light, and wisdom, and from there we'll receive guidance and know exactly what to do. What's on the invisible world is the family. It is this wonderful family is a divine concept of reality. Although marriage is a human concept, but family is a divine concept. For we are all one family, but within that family there is different family group within. But in essence, the whole universe is all we all. Remember your creator, remember God, and from there everything is okay. We are all one people under God. In the Quran, Allah is very. There's a lot of wonderful wisdom in all the great texts of religion and philosophy, if they can be understood. And there's going to be a need to clarify certain points, because there seems to be a great deal of sometimes misunderstanding of different faith believers, when in essence they are worshipping the same God and they have the same objective, and they are, but they do not see the way to blend in their philosophy. But that will come. For everything comes from the one and has to return to the one. What we see on the outside world is hope, esperanza. And so hope is very powerful. There is nothing you can for in life. We do not control anything. We have the illusion of temporal control, but in essence, it is through hope and faith and trust that we can achieve great things. What we are working on is the light. It is the card of the light. So we are working on the light. We want to tune into the light, become the light, and become more of that light. And every day we are, if we are in a receptive state, we are able to to receive new codes, new frequency of light that that are opening within our DNA and reconnect aspects of our brain that gives us new understanding, new power, new connection. And what will be the result of that process is the judgment. For the judgment is the judgment of the universe. The universe is wise, the universe is fair, the universe is just. For all suffering comes from injustice, from immature will that are exercising their power, and so because when we live in a system, when we are in a situation where we feel everything is just, there is no, cannot complain against justice, true justice, for understanding that the divine justice is perfect. It is always conditioned by wisdom and tempered by mercy. And so for God loves all his creatures, and know that you are beloved eternally by God, for they could not be any other way. God cannot love anyone else more than he does, but he has the responsibility of educating us. And so the mirror of life will continue to mirror us until we move into this higher alignment, which is happening as we speak. Well, I hope this message was entertaining and amusing and educational, maybe. And I hope you're having a nice day. I'm going to finish with a little song. It's a song about someone who wants to surrender to love, who wants to be rescued by love. And so, and love is the shortcut to God. No matter, of course, there's human love that is more depending on karmic condition, but divine love is not depending on karmic condition. It is a permanent force. So the song goes like this. Love, rescue me, come forth and speak to me. Raise me up and don't let me fall. No man is my enemy, my own hands imprison me. Love, rescue me. Many strangers I have met on the road to my regret. Many lost to seek to find themselves in me. They ask me to reveal the very thoughts they would conceal. Love, rescue me. And the sun in the sky makes a shadow of you and I, stretching out as the sun sinks in the sea. I'm here without a name in the palace of my shame. Said love, rescue me. In the cold mirror of a glass, I see my reflection pass. See the dark shades of what I used to be. See the purple of her eyes, the scarlet of my lies. Love, rescue me. Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow, yea, I will fear no evil. I have cursed thy rod and staff, they no longer comfort me. Love, rescue me. Sha-la-la, sha-la-la-la, sha-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la, sha-la, sha-la-la, sha-la-la. I said love, love, rescue me. I said love, climb up the mountain. Said love, oh I said love, oh my love. On the hill of the sun I'm on the eve of the storm, and my words you must believe in. Oh I said love, rescue me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I'm here without a name in the palace of my shame. I said love, rescue me. I have conquered my past. The future is here at last. I stand at the entrance to a new world I can see. The ruins to the right of me will soon have lost sight of me. Love, rescue me. Well, thank you very much for everything, for your support, for supporting this channel, for listening to those messages. I hope they are interesting. I wanted to just say from this song is that we have to let go of all sense of guilt and culpability in relationship to our past, for that is the only way to move into a future. So you want to forgive yourself for all the anything that could have happened that can create injury within the now of your new now. Is really to forgiveness is really essential. So I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.